Hello everybody, and just here, and welcome back to Girls Frontline episode 7, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't think I am, but let me double check. It is indeed episode 7 of Girls Frontline. In the last episode, I have no idea what the fuck happened. To me, right? To my eye, to someone who didn't play chapter 4 in the game yet, because I don't want to go ahead in the gameplay, I don't want to go ahead from the anime, right? I want to watch it blind. I have absolutely no clue what happened. It looks like there are certain sections within Griffin that are kinda infighting. It looks like everybody has some secret agenda. Certainly, what's her name? The one with the eye patch, M16, I think, maybe. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, her. She seems to have some weird secret agenda. She doesn't want to meet with us. She has something else to do. And she meets the 404 squad, who is also super weird and seems hostile to Griffin, but they are a part of Griffin. So they probably have some personal grudge against M16 or whatever her name is. She herself has some weird package on her back that we have no clue what it is. I'll be honest, I'm completely at a loss. I hope this episode clarifies things, at least a little bit, because the last episode completely blindsided me, to be perfectly honest with you. Everything up to that point was perfectly understandable, perfectly, maybe not simple, but easy to parse, easy to understand, right? There's a missing squad that went missing in action, and we have to rescue them. And we rescue them. There's a little bit of mystery, right? Why was that one other doll, whose name I forgot, able to hack the Sangvis facility? What does Sangvis want with M4A1, right? There were bits and pieces of mystery and of secrets there. But it was very, easy to hold on to and believe that it's gonna be explained fairly soon. Or even if it didn't get explained, they were just tidbits, just bits and pieces of those secrets that weren't really consequential for the story at whole. Right? Because the story at whole was about rescuing the AR squad, basically. But a good half of the last episode was entirely things we have absolutely zero clue about. At least I have absolutely no clue about. And that really blindsided me. And I hope in episode 7 we're gonna see at least some answers. I don't expect them to answer every single question and reveal every single mystery there is. Absolutely not. But at least tell us what's the deal with the package that M16 carries. For example, what's the deal with Persica? What's that secret mission? What's special about M4A1? Right? At least give us some answers. I really hope they're not gonna go full Tact of Destiny, where they keep on building secrets and mysteries and end up answering none of them. I really hope they will actually answer some of the questions that I have. Perhaps even in this episode, perhaps not. It all remains to be seen, and to see that, we must watch it. So let's do just that, shall we? Girls Front... Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. I need to give myself some sound, and I need to give you guys some subs. And I need to give myself some moisture. It's rooibos with cinnamon and orange. Okay, everything set in place, so we can start watching episode 7 of Girls Frontline version by Sabs, please. And it's gonna be starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Yep, last time on Girls Frontline. M16. Okay, I was correct. Okay, so they are purposefully building it up as something that is a plot point here. It's not just a nod towards the players of the game who know what's up. It's an actual plot point. Okay, that's good. Yeah, what's that secret weapon? Is it a buster sword? It looks like a huge ass sword. Or maybe a rocket launcher? I have no clue. I guess we continue following M16. That's some good music. Humst. Is it the Sangvis doll that controls all the Sangvis grunts in the area? Probably. It's time for the OP. Man, if they only put as much care in the event UI as much care as they put into this opening. I played through some stages of dual randomness event and it's a mess. I skipped the story so because I don't want to get spoiled, but the UI itself, there's a big node, it unlocks smaller nodes, and you have to complete that big node a few times so it unlocks another node. And to open the boxes that you loot from there, you have to go somewhere else and click through 17 menus. And there is a special farming stage, and what the fuck is that? The main UI of the game is great, right? You have straight progression 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 1-4, and so on. But the event UI is atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Okay, we're. Oh, I thought we are back at the Griffin base, but no, we are at the Sangvis base. At a Sangvis base, rather. Who that? Okay, it's Zhang Xian's squad. Or should it be M41's squad now? I mean, Zhang Xian is still the commander, so. It's a good thing that Sangvis decided to drop those containers in front of their base, right? To provide some cover for the forces that will be storming them. Sangvis hacked you. Yep. Yes, they do. Yeah, it was fairly small. She didn't need to. I love this archetype of a villain, you know? The entertain me archetype. Yeah, they are very human. A trap? An ambush? A bunch of explosives? Or maybe not. Sure. Yep, it's a trap. I mean, there were plenty more of the Sangvis grunts inside of the base, so they should be able to repel them fairly easily. That's a lot of red dots. Okay, so they are separated somehow, the two units. One of them stormed the Sangvis base and the other is somewhere else? Not sure. It wasn't very clear. That's your worry. That's a big change. And it's also probably another trap. Yeah. Okay. Support squads. Sorry for yawning, but it's super early here. It's like 7 in the morning. Not my usual time to wake up. Funny you mentioned soul. Do dolls even have souls? That's a question for the philosophers. Yeah, one Pepesha down. She wasn't in the cover, so not all that surprising. Man, your aim is shit. I expected better from an advanced doll. It's a trap. Sangvis ringleader is probably somewhere in the underground. Oh no, it literally is where she used to be. And she's literally there. Okay, I did not expect that. Like she would know. M16 just went off her on her own. Yeah. Yeah, that's not a great assumption. So why aren't you shooting yet? Oh, turrets. That's fun. Start shooting. Don't let her. Maybe? Just an idea. Nice bit of classical music, of course. Yeah, I'm not saying you should have shot her before she had a chance to do that, but you should have shot her before she had the chance to do that. Out of ammo? So those turrets cannot, like, swivel? They seem like they would have plenty of articulation, but apparently they just shoot forward. It's a pretty big flaw, not gonna lie. I like her. Night battle equipment. They made some in the workshop. Everybody present here is a doll, so I'm not sure what you meant there. That's a big gun. That's a big gun. It's like a minigun that shoots huge bullets. Look at the size of that barrel. It's like 6 anti-material rifles strapped together. I guess it's not only the turrets that don't have any swivel, it's also her that doesn't have any swivel. She just shoots forward. There's enemies on the left, there's enemies on the right, she just shoots forward. M16 Gakita! That was easy. Bit of a Deus Ex Machina, but whatever. Yeah, what would have happened if M16 wasn't here? Or did Zhang Xian contact her somehow? Okay, so there's someone bigger behind Sangvis. Okay. She just casually cliffhanged them. No, it's just the beginning, if Intruder is to be believed. Hug, slap. That works. So M16 was in contact with Griffin, seeing how she was the one who found the intruder. She just wasn't in contact with Zhang Xian. Okay, so the whole squad is back now. What's next then? It really feels like an end of an arc. Yeah, it really feels like an end of an arc. Even like an end of a series, honestly. Because the overarching story here was the rescue of the AR team. What are they gonna show us next then? Intruder mentioned that it's just the beginning, and there is someone bigger behind Sangvis. The ringleaders are, in the end, just pawns in the game. So I'm guessing we're gonna get into the thick of things, so to speak. Really hard to make predictions when an arc ends, you know? During an arc, it's fairly easy because there is only so many ways that a story can go. But after an arc ends, it's hard to predict what's gonna be the next one. The Kindling. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. I have no clue what's gonna happen next, but let's recap what happened now, shall we? Full screen, and let's go. Yeah, last time on Dragon Ball Z. The Sangvis dolls have a lot of humanity. I fully agree with whoever said that. Was it Zhang or was it Kalina? I think it might have been Kalina who said that they have a lot of humanity. And they do. And it's especially visible now looking at Intruder, who has a lot of... I don't want to call it grief, but she is fairly sentimental, right? The flowers symbolizing all the other ringleaders that were destroyed by Griffin. And being sentimental is a very human trait. You would never suspect a machine to be sentimental. And that's also something the advanced T-dolls of Griffin share with the Sangvis dolls, I noticed. Right? Was it the last episode or the second to last? M4A1 got sentimental over that one T-doll that laid there on the ground destroyed, right? She wanted to get her body back to Griffin. And it was the mass-produced, the civilian T-dolls who said, no, just leave her. There's no point taking her. Right? It really struck me as the difference between mass-produced T-dolls and the special T-dolls made by Persica, and they share those traits with Sangvis dolls. I'm wondering if Persica is maybe using some Sangvis technology to create her advanced T-dolls. I would not be surprised in the slightest. That's why it's kept on the down low, everything is hush-hush, nobody knows what's the deal, and Persica really acts on her own, basically. She has her own squad. Now that squad is under the command of Zhang Xian, but when the series began, her squad was under the command, the AR squad was under the command of Persica, under her direct command. So really wouldn't surprise me if M4A1, M16, Stop Mod, and that other one, AR-15, I think her name is? Yeah, AR-15. If they were using at least some of Sangvis technology. I know that their AI works differently from the mass-produced dolls, right? They have some cloud system, some neural cloud that they use instead of all the processing being on board. On board, rather, here, because from what someone told me in the comments, the brain of every T-doll is somewhere in their chest area, not in the head. So even after their head gets blown out, they can still speak, and they are still active and functional for at least a while longer. Yeah, such a tiny base that gives barely any resistance, it can only be a trap. Especially if you know already that the ringleader you're facing against right now has so many forces under her. Right? When they were a diversion in the city, they were even surprised at how many Sangvis forces were in the area, how many were controlled by Intruder. So just a few groups of Sangvis goons in a small, tiny little base. It smells of a trap immediately. And yeah, of course, Intruder contacts them, and she loves her theatrics. And that's a very funny... Yeah, you can see it. How her mouth stays in place, but her head moves. It's interesting. Yeah, her mouth stays in place, but her head moves. Man, that's weird. Be entertaining. As I mentioned, I really like this archetype of a villain who believes that all the world is a theater and the protagonists of the show are there to entertain them and who aren't even, particularly sad or heartbroken about their own demise, but rather, hey, you created a great show during your attempts at defeating me, and now you finally defeated me, and this is the crescendo of my song, the great finale. I really like this archetype. Yeah, I'd love to meet the person who designed their personalities. Hmm. I wonder. Sangvis dolls rebelled against Sangvis, the company who produced them, from my understanding at least. I wonder if Sangvis, the company, was working on very advanced AI to the point where Sangvis dolls actually have full consciousness, are fully sentient, are fully sapient, right? They have basically human levels of consciousness, and that's why every single one of them is an individual. Those personalities maybe haven't been programmed into them. They grew those personalities themselves. I wonder if that might be the case. And I wonder if the Tidals, the Sangvis Tidals rebelling, might be them like finding this sentience within them and deciding that humans were abusing them for far too long as cheap labor, as fighters and whatnot, and we should destroy humanity and take this planet for ourselves. That kind of deal. I wonder if that's. I wonder if it's like that. If it's been revealed in the game what the motives of Sangvis are, please don't spoil me. I'm just, wondering if that might have been their motive. They see themselves as basically enslaved by humanity, and now they rose up and can put up a fight. Yeah, there's no way we should have found that base so easy. Uh, she absolutely is planning something. There's 1 and 2 follow, but carefully. Is it the inside of the base? It doesn't look like the inside of the base. The base had just some hangars that were basically identical, and this looks like a ruined city. So it's only Unit 3, the one with M4A1 and AR-15, that are in the base, or I don't know. It's fairly hard to parse who is where at which location. Let me go back a little. Which dolls are here? Yeah, M4A1, Scorpion, Pepesha. They are storming the base. Okay, no, there is an actual building in the base. But the layout looks nothing like here. So it's submod with Unit 1 and 2 who are in this city. And M4A1 with AR-15, Scorpion and Pepesha are infiltrating the base. Okay. I get who's where now. I get it. Yeah, a lot of troops. Sangvis can't see. Yeah, the Sangvis can't see that Parangus weather either. That's surprising to me, honestly. I understand why Griffin dolls wouldn't be able to like see in the dark or see in bad weather. they weren't meant as combat dolls, right? They were meant as gardeners and cooks and companions, right? So I understand that they don't have heat vision or, I don't know, lidars built in or whatever, and they need special night vision equipment to be able to carry out night missions. But it's surprising that Sangvis apparently can't see that far in that weather either, as Zhang Xian said. I would have expected Sangvis T-dolls, even the grunts, even the mass-produced grunts, to have some degree of night vision, right? At least like heat vision, or a lidar, or a sonar, or, you know, some technical mumbo-jumbo bullshit that allows them to see in darkness and even see through fog and through rain and whatnot. But apparently not. Apparently not. Maybe it's reserved only to the ringleaders? I don't know. Special team has found the location of the Sangvis ringleader. The special team. I'm assuming that special team is M16. Yeah. Location and route. Full speed to their destination. And yeah, she's getting support. And it is Unit 3 or whatever. It is the team that infiltrated their previous base that was now sent to infiltrate the base where the ringleader is supposedly located. Okay, I get it now. I placed everything I know was going on. To win victory with all our body and soul. Yeah, getting here was very easy. And I really expected this to be another trap. Maybe the floor, completely booby-trapped, and they go in and it explodes. Maybe some Sangvis station on the balconies and just shooting at them from everywhere, you know? I expected something like that. But apparently not. Apparently, Intruder wanted to meet up and deal with them on her own. And yeah, of course she doesn't know where is M16. M16, like... Why is M4A1 even asking that? Like, M4A1 was in contact with M16, right? So she knows that she hasn't been captured. She's free and she just goes somewhere because she has something to do. So why is she asking if Intruder knows where M16 is? Kinda weird. And of course, yeah, of course she doesn't know, because she has nothing to do with M16. Turrets. Concert hall is built so that the voices from the stage reach every seat. I use that to my advantage when placing the guns. See? It's built so that the voice from the stage reaches every seat thanks to acoustics. Like the ceiling has a special shape to it that bounces the sound off into the audience. Unless you're ricocheting those bullets, that's not really gonna help with fire coverage. I know what they were going for, right? And if you don't know how actually a concert hall works and how the acoustics of it work, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, it makes sense, right? The voice from the stage goes everywhere. That means bullets from the stage also go everywhere. But if you know acoustics, you know that it doesn't quite work that way. There's someone else. Yeah, that's unclear who took out that first turret. Or did it malfunction, or what happened? And again, very weird that those turrets do not move. Like, look at how much articulation they have. They can rotate left to right, they can swivel top to bottom, they can... But no, they just shoot straight. You destroy a turret and you can just go in front of it. And no other turret from the opposite side or from your own side is gonna shoot you. It just... I don't know. Feels weird. Vision sync. I'm assuming the maid is a handgun, because handguns can equip night vision equipment. Handguns and maybe SMGs, I'm not sure. I know for sure that handguns can equip night vision equipment. And I like the one to the right. I like how she raises her weapon and it almost creates a cross. I don't know what is it about this this visual here. Victorian Gothic maid in front and someone with holding up a cross in the back. I really like this scene. I really like this shot. And someone tell me the name of the doll in the middle so I know who to pull for. Already got my Doberman nun. Now I need her. Now I need my maid. Yep, they have an observer. All the turrets have been taken care of. And that's a huge-ass gun. Kinda weird that it has an ammo barrel underneath and then an ammo clip at the top. Kind of a weird design. Doesn't make much sense, but I'm gonna go with the rule of cool, and it does look cool, so I'm willing to forgive that weird design. You'd think that with it being fed from two magazines, it would shoot from the top barrel and the bottom barrel at the same time, but apparently not. And I know those are beam weapons. They don't use conventional ammo, I don't think. So maybe the one on the top is a battery and the one at the bottom is something that the beam weapons use for creating beams. I don't know. And I guess like father, like son, the turrets don't swivel and she doesn't swivel either. There's team to the left shooting at her, there's team to the right shooting at her, and she's just firing forward where there's nobody. Like, sure, that caliber at this range is useless, but that doesn't mean you have to waste ammo just shooting forward. They're in the open, just, you know, swivel your gun to the left, swivel your gun to the right, and area clear. M16 out of nowhere. Deus Ex Machina. I would have liked to say that they were out of options the moment they ran out of ammo. And it would have been cool to see what they would do, what would Jean Xian do to help them in this situation, right? Send reinforcements, or maybe send them some ammo with drones or something. Kind of sucks that we got a Deus Ex Machina instead, but whatever, it was cool, so that's fine. And I'm assuming Jean Xian actually learned of M16 being in the area and ordered her directly or indirectly to jump in and help them. I'm willing to explain that to myself that way. But even if they run out of ammo, seeing how Intruder doesn't move, they could just casually walk up to her and stab her in the back or something. She'd just be facing forward with her gun and just shooting into the empty air. M16 out of nowhere. I should have known I couldn't beat human cunning. I'm still curious what's the thing on M16's back. It kinda looks like a rocket launcher. But I'm not sure. Everything is following the script. I couldn't give them a wonderful finale in this body, which tells me that Sangvis dolls, or at least the ringleaders, have a backup, and she can just inhabit another body. I was just a player on the stage, killing time with my playing. The real show is about to begin. I wonder what's that real story gonna be. I'm willing to bet it has to do with the thing that M16 has strapped to her back, maybe. And what I am certainly willing to bet is that it has to do with the data that M4A1 still has, or has she actually passed that data forward already? I'm not sure. Is she keeping it, or waiting until she meets with Persica in person, or what's the deal? I've no clue. And yeah, she was the one who found the Sangvis ringleader. Well-deserved slap. Give me your comms code. There's something I need to say directly to your commander. What would that be, I wonder? Did M16 uncover some mystery, something more? I don't know, the Kindling 01. The kindling, it tells me that a fire is gonna start very, very soon. I'm assuming we're gonna get the Kindling 01, the Kindling 02, and then the Fire 01 and the Fire 02. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens next week. What else can I say? I wonder if with that concluded, it's safe for me to go and play through Chapter 4 now. I think it might be, because it really felt like an end of an arc. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say about it. It really felt like an end of an arc, of the arc of finding and gathering the AR squad again. And what arc are we gonna enter next? That I have no way of knowing. I can only assume that it will have to do with the data that M4A1 got from Sangvis. It might have to do with the bigger picture that Intruder mentioned, that she's really just a pawn, and them fighting against the ringleaders isn't the end goal. There's someone bigger behind Sangvis, and I think we might enter into that area, into some greater conspiracy, maybe not quite greater conspiracy, but in some greater overarching thing, right? Certainly the data that M4A1 has will be relevant. Will the secret weapon that M16 has be? I don't think so. It was described as a secret weapon, so I'm assuming it actually is like a rocket launcher or a minigun or something of that sort. Maybe a big sword or something. Now it's fair to square in in the top to bottom shape in the cross section to be a sword. Maybe it's something like Magma Pillar from Punishing Grey Raven. I don't know. I have no clue what it is. Don't spoil me what it is, by the way. I'm willing to bet that it's gonna be revealed. Maybe not soon, but it's gonna be revealed eventually. I really hope that in the next episode we're gonna play some open cards. At least a little bit. I really hope that we're gonna meet Zhang Xian, the AR squad, Persica, maybe even Hylian, and we're gonna talk about what's what. What was the purpose of the AR squad's mission? What was the data that they had to steal? What's the deal with the AR squad and advanced Titles altogether? I hope we're gonna uncover at least some of those secrets. Because having too many of them will get jarring with time. It absolutely will be jarring, especially in a military setting, right? Especially now that Zhang Xian became the de facto leader and commander of the AR squad. If Zhang Xian doesn't know what the deal with the AR squad is, she cannot order them properly. If she doesn't know what they're capable of, she can't take that into account when giving them orders. So I would assume that Zhang Xian, and through her ourselves, will soon learn what the deal is. And I really hope it's gonna be the case, but we won't know that until the next episode happens, so we will have to wait a week. Such is life. Well, a week minus 1 day, because I'm recording this video fairly late. It was supposed to be up yesterday, but it's gonna be up today. Terribly sorry for being late, but there was some very, very big weather in the area. A lot of wind, unusual wind for the area, and my service was simply spotty. My internet. What can you do about it? But yeah, honestly, it's been so windy for the past few days. I'm constantly afraid of my windows just being busted in. Is that what it feels like living in a hurricane zone? I've no clue. Like, no, it's, nothing as big as a hurricane, but it is not often that we get winds so strong here in Poland, and winds that last for literal days. Like, there might be a windy day, sure, but it was raining the day before yesterday, and the rain was basically falling horizontally, hitting straight into my window. It was absolutely bonkers. The climate change it's real. It's gonna be a monsoon zone in Central Europe soon, I swear. Hopefully not, but probably will, because nobody does anything about it. So yeah, I'm gonna stop my rant right now, and I'm gonna just chill a couple of things and end the episode. So tell me what you thought of this episode down in the comments. Tell me what you thought of this episode, what you thought of my reaction, what you think of my theories. Just don't spoil me anything, I beg of you. I am playing... I thought I paused the recording. No, I didn't. I am playing Girls Frontline, so I'm gonna get there soon. If some of my questions from the anime are gonna be answered by the game, rest assured, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there, and I'm gonna learn about it. No need to spoil me anything. What's next? Subscribe to the channel. No, sorry, not yet. Like this video if you liked it. Dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel so you can get notified of my future releases. Not only Girls Frontline, but also Tokyo 24-Ku, which wasn't there yesterday because they're taking a week of a break, so there you go. Also Symphogear, which will be releasing today, episode 7 on YouTube, episode 8 on my Patreon, Sabikui Bisco, and Ari Fureta Season 2, that's gonna be releasing tomorrow. If you want to talk about those anime and if you want to talk some spoilers, you can join my Discord server. Link is down in the description. It's completely open to everybody. You can join it for free. It costs nothing. There's like 15 people there. Be the 16th. Be the change that you want to see. If you really like what I'm doing, you can support me on Patreon. Link is again down in the description. For $1 amount to get access to a role on my Discord server, which gives you access to a special Patreon-only channel where you can, I don't know, talk about things that you don't want other people to see for some reason. And yeah, share this video if you know someone who would enjoy it. Sharing this video really helps because the more people share my videos, the more YouTube itself shares some videos. It's a paradox. To get your video out there to a wider audience, you need to get this video out there and give it a wider audience. And from there, it's just a snowball. So help me start that snowball effect. The bigger my channel grows, the bigger the chance that one day I will be able to do it full time. Maybe. It's a dream of mine. It's fairly early in the stages of my channel, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it full time anytime soon, but eventually in like 2 or 3 years, maybe we'll get there. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Cheers! And this is yet another benefit you get for joining my Patreon. No matter the tier you subscribe at, you get to be in the credits.